Hey, it's John from GenXGrownUp, and we want your help to make this show even better. Go to GenXGrownUp.com/pod survey for a quick listener questionnaire. It only takes a few minutes and can make a huge impact on the show by telling us a bit about yourself, your listening habits, and your preferences. To show our appreciation for your time, we're giving away 2 $50 gift cards to lucky participants every single month during this campaign. So fire up that browser and head over to GenXGrownUp.com/pod survey right now to make your voice heard and for a chance to win.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Welcome back, GenXGrownUp podcast listener, to this rewind edition of the GenXGrownUp podcast. I am John. Joining me, as always, of course, my buddies Mo and George. Howdy, guys.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
You know, every once in a while, scheduling interferes, and we just can't work out our schedules to get together to record a new episode. So in those cases, we do a rewind for you, where we go back in the vault and pull an older backtrack episode that we did. And for this episode, we chose to represent Captain Kangaroo from June of 2019. And I just think of ping pong balls, and I think of the moose and the rabbit.
Bowls of cereal.
His haircut is always that got me.
His bowl cut?
Yeah. Because unfortunately, I think I had the same cut when I was a kid.
I think we all probably, it's like Fred Rogers, Captain Kangaroo, guys like that, you know, we grew up with, who were, especially being latchkey kids, we came home and spent time with them sometimes more than our parents in the afternoons. They were babysitters almost.
Yeah. I kind of remember watching it in the morning.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I'm sure, yeah.
More than the afternoon.
Maybe like Saturdays it was new, but I feel like there was a repeat maybe I would see at least in the afternoons too, so... Yeah, Captain Kangaroo. Look, so I could talk about him here, or you can listen to this rewind that we have prepared for you. So I hope, listener, you enjoyed this rewind. June 2019 backtrack we did on Captain Kangaroo. Enjoy.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
GenXGrownUp is a YouTube channel, website, and audio podcast you're listening to right now. All made for and by people who love exploring media, games, tech, and toys of yesterday and today through the eyes of Gen Xers who refuse to grow up.
Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
Welcome back, GenXGrownUp podcast listener, to this backtrack edition of the GenXGrownUp podcast. I am John. Joining me, as always, is Mo.
Good morning, Captain.
And George.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Captain, indeed. The backtracks are, of course, the edition of our podcast where we pick a single nostalgic topic and dig in deep. And if you haven't figured it out yet, in this episode, we're going to be talking all about Captain Kangaroo. What a huge slice of our Gen X childhood. We're going to cover everything that we remember and a lot of things that our fourth listeners remember.
Ping pong balls. Ping pong balls. Ping pong balls.
Mr. Moose, Captain Mr. Green Jeans. Oh, yeah, it's all in there.
There's a good buddy.
Are they not
falling on
you
me right
now?
now? Okay. They're not yet.
Damn it.
It only happens if the little rabbit says it. I'm sorry. Before we jump into even more Captain Kangaroo goodness, I regretfully have to take a moment here to read some fourth listener email. that is reinforcing George's stance on our last backtrack.
Because George's stance is correct.
It's starting to seem that way, George, I must say.
Woohoo!
We'd love if the fourth listener takes a moment to write in. And our last backtrack, I'm sure you will all remember. We probably still have some bruises from it. We talked about movie musicals from Generation X. Mo and George had a bit of a roundabout talking about exactly what a movie musical was, specifically Purple Rain.
Yeah.
That's almost saying.
Yeah. So we got some feedback, and more and more it seems like the fourth listeners are agreeing with George.
That's right.
So first up, the indefatigable Mr. Fish on Twitter said, Gen X Grown Up, to the debate on whether Purple Rain is a musical or not. In a musical, the songs to progress the plot and or work as a character's inner monologue. In as such, Purple Rain is not a musical.
Woohoo! And he said not with all caps.
All caps.
Yeah,
not.
no, that
so
makes
it's
it
super
much
not
more true.
And then, if that weren't enough, he goes on to say, Disney's animated films are certainly musicals. The songs most certainly drive the story.
See, Mo, so that was one you and I agreed upon that John disagreed. So you're kind of okay. You're right in some respect, just wrong in most of it, but that's okay.
Well, everything's coming up, George, for this additional fourth listener email.
I don't know. He might do some cherry picking going on here, but okay.
Well, it's the same kind of thing that happens in the looking forward to segment. When I don't get to the damn thing first, I was spending all my time curating these responses for this one.
Yes, indeed. Yep. So the second fourth listener was Uncle Strange, a good friend of ours over on YouTube and on Twitter. And Uncle Strange says, Purple Rain is a biopic. Naturally, it has music given the subject matter, like La Bamba or the Buddy Holly story. It is a biopic, not necessarily a musical.
And I think that's the thing that I wish I could have remembered that term biopic while we were having the argument, because that was where my brain was at, was it was that kind of
now,
movie.
if you would have said biopic in the last, I would have conceded and said, you're right.
Oh, now you would have conceded.
Oh, now you would have,
said
right.
Yeah.
If you could remember biopic,
because I'd be like, you're right. But since it wasn't you as Dr. Uncle Strange, you are right.
So we replied to Uncle Strange and said, so draw the line. Is it a musical or not? And he says, in his opinion, nope. Sorry, it is not.
He convinced me.
Not George didn't convince you. George had nothing to
Uncle
do
Strange.
with it. It was just Uncle Strange.
Yep. Sorry. We always love when our fourth listener writes in, takes a moment to tell us what they think of the show, some comments. Even if you're writing in to tell us George is right, we still appreciate hearing from the fourth listener. Even then,
That
we
was so hard for you to say, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't that difficult. I practiced. I rehearsed it.
He's twisting his steel bar in his hands right now as he says it.
I was going to say, he's got like a thumbtack in his shoe that he's stepping on as he's saying it.
Yeah, it's a tolerance for pain that I had developed over time. If you want to reach us, of course, you can hit us up at podcast@genxgrownup.com, or as Uncle Strange and Mr. Fish did, you can hit us over on Twitter at @GenXGrownUp. With that, then, I think it is time to get into our backtrack on Captain Kangaroo right after this.
Hey, you two look terrible. Well, Buddy and I are so bored. Bored? Nothing to do. Nothing to do? Right. Hey, you won't believe how many things there are to do. You could go skating in the park, go to the playground, go to an ice cream factory, watch a dog sled race, go up in a balloon, fly a kite, see a jumping frog competition. Wait. You mean we could do all these things today? That's exactly what I mean. In fact, today we're going to do all that and more. And this is definitely not a bored, nothing to do day.
All right, guys. Captain Kangaroo is our backtrack topic this time around.
Oh, man.
I probably hadn't thought in any depth about Captain Kangaroo in quite a while until it occurred to us. I think George called out that today, the very day that this backtrack was scheduled to release, is Bob Keeshan's birthday, June 27th, way back in 1927.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Bob Keeshan, of course, the creator and the embodiment of Captain Kangaroo, the red-jacketed, friendly old man that appeared on our TV every single day, multiple times a day. He was like a babysitter. He was like an uncle that you knew that took care of you. It was pre-Sesame Street.
He was one of the big three, really, when I was growing up, because for me, it was Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Rogers, and Sesame Street.
Right.
When you were a kid, that was the three.
Yeah, I agree. It totally was. Right.
I mean, because I throw Electric Company in there too for me, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, but
that came along a little later,
and
but
I
sure.
love Electric Company as well, but when you think of the three, especially from an earlier age, I think Electric Company kind of comes into your lexicon like when you're maybe 8, 9, 10, but Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, those are like from 4, 5, and 6, really.
I loved Electric Company too. That was more of like a sketch variety show. Like Mr. Rogers, Captain Kangaroo was there talking to you. He was like calmly, he was explaining things to you. It felt so nurturing. I mean, it's no wonder that it became so ingrained in our lives as kids.
I always saw it as kind of the slapstick comedy version of Mr. Rogers, especially later on as I could compare the two mentally.
Yep. Yeah.
You talk about calm and nurturing. I see that more as Mr. Rogers, whereas Captain Kangaroo he would get frustrated when things would happen to him at the behest of the other characters on the show. And then there were crazy cartoons.
There was some slapstick there, but I think we'll all agree that it wasn't just like the Three Stooges. There was a nurturing component that ran through it, this thread. He was very human, right? He got frustrated and everything, but he never lost his temper, and he kind of helped you learn how to deal with those things.
Right.
His show, the Captain Kangaroo show, which actually changed names over time, was Captain Kangaroo, and then became different things later in its life. But it aired on CBS from, get this, 1955 till December of 1984.
Jeez, almost 30 years, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, nearly 30 years. It was created by Bob Keeshan. He was the man. Not only was he Captain Kangaroo, it was his idea for the show. His premise, he said, which I always liked hearing this, and I'd forgotten until I read it, he based the show on the warm relationship between grandparents and children.
Which is nice because most of those shows always did a parent-child relationship kind of thing.
There's a special kind of detachment and closeness at the same time between a grandparent and a grandchild because, your grandparents always let you get away with more, but they shower you with love and affection. You kind of feel safe around them, and they're not the disciplinarian, but they have the wisdom.
Right.
And I always thought that was an interesting angle to come in as a character on a show for kids.
Hey, another interesting fact I ran into kind of doing research on this is, you know what other show premiered on that same day as Captain Kangaroo?
At the same 1955 premiere date?
Yep, the same day.
Okay.
Was the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, okay.
Wow, like the Annette Funicello Mickey Mouse Club?
Yep.
the first
one
wave
was a morning
Mickey Mouse
show,
Club?
one was an evening show, but they both premiered on the same day.
Huh. I'll be damned.
Is that interesting?
What a coincidence that they would air at the exact same premiere day.
Yeah.
And they both had long runs. How long? Mickey Mouse Club ran into the 90s.
Geez.
I mean, of course, it had starts
And
and
it's been
stops.
Well,
revitalized
it
too
did.
a
It
bunch
stopped
of
and started.
times.
Stopped and started.
Yeah.
Right, you are. So Bob Keeshan didn't start entertaining kids with the Captain Kangaroo show. He actually originally was on Howdy Doody.
Yeah.
Many times I said there's no such thing as a bad puppet show. Howdy Doody was a fine puppet show on NBC, but Bob Keeshan played Clarabelle the Clown.
Right, one of the principal characters on the show.
That's right. Yeah,
yeah,
a constant recurring character. Before he ended up getting his own show.
Wow. So he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, right. I mean, even before he started as a captain, he was already entertaining kids.
children. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yep.
just, obviously that's where his heart was, which I think shows through in Captain Kangaroo.
It definitely does. Yes. They say that Captain Kangaroo used to be America's longest running children's television series up until 1999 when Sesame Street passed it.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely the longest running on commercial television because whereas Sesame Street, it's over on public television,
It was
PBS.
on PBS. Yep.
Right.
Oh,
This was
okay.
on CBS, so it still is the longest running kids show on commercial television.
So they're not considering
right.
The Simpsons as children's television then, I guess.
No one in their right mind. No.
And plus, I don't know if Simpsons has run longer anyway. I'm not sure.
But even the money-grubbing corporate networks
Couldn't
kept the show alive
squash
for
the
30
beauty that was Captain Kangaroo show.
That's a good point. I guess I just always associated Captain Kangaroo in that same ilk of Mr. Rogers' Sesame Street. So I guess in my mind it was PBS, but obviously it
PBS
wasn't.
too.
It was CBS.
Well, I don't think that was really on our radar when we were kids. It was a number on the dial. We didn't think about where it was, really. Yeah.
One had commercials, one didn't.
Because I was probably 10 or 11 when I stopped watching Captain Kangaroo because, that's when I'm too old to watch this now, as a kid. So
Right. Until nobody else is watching, then you watch it.
Then you
because it's
watch.
still
Yeah,
wonderful.
absolutely.
Oh, that was just on when I came in here.
In advance of recording this show, we reached out on social media asking folks if they had any memories or anecdotes or thoughts about Captain Kangaroo. And several folks did write in, and we'll read those throughout the run of this show. The first one I want to read is from Michael, who commented over over on Facebook. And he said, I remember watching Captain Kangaroo as a kid. One of my favorite segments was Mr. Moose telling jokes that resulted in Captain Kangaroo being pummeled by ping pong balls falling from above.
Ping pong balls, ping pong balls. Damn it, still
of
not
course,
working.
there was Bunny Rabbit and Dancing Bear to round out the group.
Oh, yeah.
It was usually like a knock-knock joke or something like that, and then the punchline would be ping pong balls, and that's when they would fall down and hit him in the head.
Falling from the ceiling.
The look on Bob Keeshan's face when those ping pong balls would hit him was
exasperation.
Perfect every time. It was just like, there was a moment of like, oh, no, he said it. Oh, shit.
Here it comes.
Except he didn't say shit.
No,
he
just
did not.
the look did.
No, his face said that, but he did not say it, ever.
Right.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
K-pop Demon Hunters Haja Boys breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja Boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
Good morning, Captain. Won't you come on out and play? Wake up the sunshine and share this friendly day. Good morning, Captain. It's a smiling song we sing, 'cause we're happy to see you and the good times that you bring. Everybody sing.
So Captain Kangaroo, the character, he initially wasn't wearing that red jacket, but he always did have a jacket that had large pockets on the front.
Right.
Therefore, the name Captain Kangaroo, the big pocket on the front of your jacket. It started when black and white, so it didn't matter that he had a red jacket. It wasn't until later that it evolved.
Yeah,
that
the
red
first jacket was actually dark navy blue. I've seen a picture of it.
Mm-hmm. That helps it show up on black and white film.
I think so, but it's just crazy how all I associate him with, because I started watching obviously 20 plus years later when I was a child in the 70s, is that red jacket. That red jacket is so iconic with Captain Kangaroo. It's like almost like he was wearing a barn as he would walk in and out.
Yeah.
I know there was farm themes and stuff, but
Actually, that's a good word for it.
Yeah, it was. It was very like thick white piping on it. So really much look. It's funny to think you just said like he was on 20 or so years before we started watching him, but it felt like ours. It felt timeless.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he kept adding new things and inventing new concepts and parts of his show, but his show didn't really have any huge structure. It was just kind of him showing up.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, that was one of the things about the show is that it didn't really have a structure to it. Actually, they said if you watch some of the early episodes, because they were all filmed live, you could see like a lot of bloopers and things that they couldn't edit out. Because
oh, really?
It was a live show and they just didn't have time. They're like, oh, well, I guess that's in the can.
You're right. There was really no like format or structure. Everything took place like it used to be called Treasure House, but later it was called the Captain's Place, where you had the talking grandfather clock, but the opening sequence was the same every time. The only thing that was you could be sure that was going to happen. I mean, it could have cartoons, it could have puppetry. Again, no such thing as a bad puppet show. But the only thing you were sure it was going to happen was that familiar face, the captain, was going to be there, Bob Keeshan.
Well, and that's what kept it fresh for kids, right? I mean, we get bored. We have short attention spans. You have something different each time. So for the show, you're always wanting to check it out because you never know what's going to happen. I imagine, though, that the production people behind the scenes had to hate the fact that there wasn't a standard format that they could write down a script for every single week.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, I know.
Just hang on tight.
I know. We can't even do a podcast without a format. I mean,
exactly.
Plus, we would neither start nor finish if we didn't. It would never happen.
One of the things I thought was interesting, though, is that Pee-wee's Playhouse was really influenced by Captain Kangaroo with a very similar set.
I could kind of see that. Yeah. The kind of cartoony set a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, lack of a format, really. It's just sort of was the show.
That might have been more influenced by Paul Rubin than it was Captain Kangaroo, though.
True.
Now, we talked a lot about Bob Keeshan as the captain, but the captain was not the only role that he played in Captain Kangaroo.
Right, he was Mr. Penny Whistle. That was the train conductor.
I remember that one.
I don't remember Mr. Doodle, though. I saw that one in the list. Don't remember that one at all. Is that one of like the drawing cartoon one guy maybe or something?
I think so. I think that's the character of the cartoon. It's on the magic blackboard, I believe. Yeah, and a character called Wally, and also the town clown, who I vaguely remember.
He was a town clown?
Yes.
Well, he had to be. Think about what he started out as, Clara the Clown on, so of course he's the clown.
Right. I would say it's naturally, of course, but...
well, they could have had a big budget for this thing, so they got to get these people to play several different characters.
Oh, I agree. I'm just thinking that I just, in my head, I just never made the connection that was the same person, but okay, cool.
Wow.
Now, another character that wasn't played by Bob Keeshan, but I remember was Mr. Green Jeans.
Oh, yeah. He was absolutely the most popular character not named Captain Kangaroo on that show.
Yeah, for sure.
Just the name alone. As a kid, I used to go around and just, Mr. Green Jeans, Mr. Green Jeans, Mr. Green Jeans.
Yep. And if you're wearing anything green, my mom would say, "Oh, you're Mr. Green Jeans today."
Right.
I'm like, well, this is a shirt, Mom. But still, she was right. And that was played by a guy named Hugh Branham, like Mr. Keeshan. He did tons of roles. He played this new old folk singer, Percy. He played Uncle Backwards, Mr.
Uncle
McGregor.
Backwards. Wow.
And a guy called Mr. Bainter the Painter.
Bainter the Painter. Now, see, they tried to go with the Green Jeans rhyming scheme there, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work at all.
That's okay. But Mr. Green Jeans is still there, so he's the winner. One of the biggest highlights, of course, is the puppets in Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bunny Rabbit and Mr. Moose.
Mr. Bunny Rabbit, Mr. Moose. Two best ones ever. I like them better than the Mr. Rogers puppets, to be honest with you.
Oh, I did too. Yeah, Mr. Rogers puppets, they're also falsetto and they're talking in the kingdom of make-believe. And Mr. Moose, I always wanted a Mr. Moose puppet. I loved him. He was just a hand puppet. He didn't have like his own hands. He was just a mouth and these giant antlers. And the bunny was nothing. It was like a sock puppet, right? It was tiny.
Yeah. So what I loved about Mr. Rogers, those guys were all like, they were too wimpy, their characters. Every single one of them was like, you expected in a puppet battle, they were going down first. Captain Kangaroo's guys were the ones walking in with machetes and machine guns.
Oh, machetes?
Yeah. They were badasses. I loved
meow,
Captain
meow,
Kangaroo's
don't
puppets.
hurt me, George Meow.
Hey, was it Lady McLean Fairchild? She could kick some ass, though.
Lady Elaine.
Yeah.
Lady Elaine.
But she's on an island on that show. She's the last one standing. They're going to gang up on her.
Yeah, that's right. But they would have a hard time getting on that island. I guarantee it.
Mr. Bunny and Mr. Moose are always like together behind the desk talking to Captain Kangaroo.
Right.
Those two are played by the same actor.
Really?
So that's why they never talked at the same time.
One guy, two hands. He's the one guy doing both of them. Cosmo Allegretti.
That's crazy. How can you do that?
I always picture them two people, but apparently that's why there was two puppets there.
Walking and chewing bubblegum thing, but at the same time you're talking too? I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah, he did tons more on there. That same guy, Cosmo, he was Dennis the Apprentice, Willie, Miss Frog, Mr. Whispers, Dancing, the clock we talked about.
Grandfather Clock, right?
Yeah, so like all of those, like I guess puppetry. I guess this Allegretti guy was the master of puppetry.
Wow.
For all of the Captain Kangaroo show. Who knew?
Huh. Man. Crazy.
Let's hear from another of our fourth listeners. Again, I said we reached out earlier, and so Don on Twitter responded. And one of his favorite memories was remembering Captain Kangaroo reading Stone Soup.
Really?
I absolutely remember. He must have done it more than once. I couldn't have caught the same one episode.
That's the one with the old lady and the beggar, and he convinces her to make soup, and she's really cheap.
So there's different versions of that. And the only reason why I know that there's different versions of this fable is we've been talking with somebody offline who likes our show and wants to do some stuff with it. And he said, it's like I'm trying to make stone soup. And I went, what the hell is he talking about? So I looked up what the hell Stone Soup fable was.
Oh yeah, I first heard that from Captain Kangaroo, just like Don.
Oh wow,
it's crazy. It's essentially like these guys who come into a village. They have a pot, but they don't have anything, and they're asking for stuff to eat, and the villagers don't want to give it up. They go and they find a rock and some water, put the rock inside the water in the pot, start boiling it, and they're tricking people as they come by. We're about to have wonderful stone soup. You're welcome to some, but we need a few ingredients to make it taste a little bit better.
That's right. So we'll share it with you if you'll help a little. What? Yeah. Oh, maybe I guess if you had some carrots. And so ultimately, the stone was just the catalyst to get people talking, and everybody else brought all the ingredients for the soup. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I remember him reading that too, Don, just like you. And I'm sure I've heard it 100 times since then, but that was the first time I ever heard it as well.
Well, you know my name is Simon, and the things I draw come true.
Simon had promised to meet Henry, his chalk drawing friend, by the fence. And as he hurried along, he wondered what sort of adventure awaited him.
Now, we talked about Cosmo Allegretti, who did all the Mr. Rabbit, Mr. Moose.
Right.
There was one other puppet called Baby Duck that wasn't done by him. That was done by a lady called Debbie Weems.
I remember Baby Duck.
And that was later on in the run. That was in the mid to late 70s. Baby Duck was on there.
That's why I remember, because I was born in 71 and 73
that was
to
when we were
78.
watching. Yeah, of course. That's Baby Duck.
Yeah, that was my Captain Kangaroo right in that area.
Another huge segment of Captain Kangaroo. I'd forgotten this was like Captain Kangaroo, but you remember Slim Goodbody?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The guy in the bodysuit that looks like
With
it was his internal organs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That was from Captain Kangaroo. He's teaching about your body and health and energy and muscles and bones
How
and all that
things work.
stuff.
Yeah. It was a little creepy, but it was cool.
I always was a little embarrassed for him because that was a little too tight for him. I'm like, where there's nothing drawn on your suit, Mr. Slim Goodbody, that's probably for the best. I'm making light of it, but it was very wholesome and it was very educational and it was entertaining, which is what Captain Kangaroo did with all of these characters.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that Dr. Joyce Brothers was on Captain Kangaroo. As herself, she wasn't a duck or anything. She was just herself.
Yeah, I mean, she was very popular in our early childhoods up through our teen years, I would say, was her biggest heyday as far as notoriety is concerned, right?
I think so.
She was like the Dr. Phil of the day, right?
Yeah, but way better and smarter and more believable.
Yeah. In the 70s, 80s, like Dr. Joyce Brothers was to psychology like Neil deGrasse Tyson is to science today.
Yeah.
She was like the popular friendly face of that science. You know what I mean?
But completely knowledgeable and believable.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah. Same
exactly.
Another fourth listener who wrote in on Facebook, this time Clint. And Clint said he so remembers picture pages with Bill Cosby. Yeah. As himself.
Yeah.
Picture pages. Simon in the Land of Chalk Drawings.
Oh, those were awesome.
Yep. He said they were why I watched Captain Kangaroo.
To tell you the truth, I think that was one of my favorite segments.
In the same vein, Lewis on Facebook said Bill Cosby's picture pages were the first thing that comes to mind when he thinks about Captain Kangaroo.
I love that theme song for it. Picture pages, picture pages, time to get your picture pages.
Mo, aren't you singing along? What's wrong with you?
There's a reason.
Because you can't sing as well as we do. We get it.
Exactly. I'll just be embarrassing myself. Unlike you guys, you didn't embarrass yourself at all.
Thank you very much. No.
Yes. Should we start singing Purple Rain now? Are we going to do that?
Sacrilege.
No, never in the show.
Sacrilege, don't do that.
This was Bill Cosby way before any of the chaos and turmoil around Bill Cosby and his legal battles.
Right.
But I mean, at the time, he was certainly on the Captain Kangaroo show. He was introducing reading to kids. He was like, here's a time we're going to go through these books. And if you actually had, you could get, how did you get the pages? You could actually get the things he was talking about.
You could. Couldn't you buy them somewhere
like
or something?
Mail in or go to the store or something, but you could have the same.
You had them there in front of you. That was a part of that segment. Yeah.
Yep.
Internet? No.
Like
no.
Whoa.
Why did they just use the internet?
That would have been a great way to get it done. That
Right.
distribution method just absolutely should have been used in 1977. Yes.
Now streaming. Disney Plus invites you to go behind the scenes with Taylor Swift in an exclusive 6-episode docuseries.
I wanted to give something to the fans that they didn't expect. The only thing left is to close the book.
The end of an era. And don't miss Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show, featuring for the first time the Tortured Poets Department. Now streaming, only on Disney Plus.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
Well, good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
Clint mentioning those chalk drawings, Simon in the chalk drawings.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what it was about those cartoons they did with that, but I would watch the entire show just waiting for one of those to come up.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I just thought they were just so cool and creative, and I don't know. It's hard to describe.
I was convinced because Captain Kangaroo had the magic drawing board thing there, right? And so like there would be a drawing on it and the camera would like zoom into it. And it seemed like it came to life. Like the first frame of the cartoon was kind of, it matched that a little bit. And I mean, as a kid, I'm like, how is the chalkboard moving? It was,
and how are they doing this?
Yeah, the last frame of the cartoon was on the chalkboard when the camera pulled back out. And it was like it all really happened on the chalkboard. So in addition to being a cool cartoon, I seem to remember like it took advantage of the fact that it was chalk.
Yeah.
Like the character erased things and drew things.
Erased things and smudges and all that stuff factored into it.
They had such smart things like, this chalk drawing cartoon. They also had the paper cutouts. Remember that on the black felt?
Vaguely, yeah.
Like if you took paper, you cut it down into the big accordion style thing that has a bunch of people attached to it. They had those style of characters that they would move around on this black felt and stuff and tell little stories. Very much like the chalk drawing. It was always some kind of moral story that was told throughout the cartoon or whatever segment it was.
But it was hidden. We didn't know it was a moral story. We just thought it was a cartoon.
Well, sure.
We can care less.
That's the best kind of learning.
It wasn't as overt as G.I. Joe, the more you know kind of stuff, but still,
that's right.
It kind of helped you form values, which I always appreciated later in life.
Now, even though the show started in 55, it was called Captain Kangaroo. It never went off the air, but they did rebrand it and they moved it to Good Morning Captain starting in the mid 70s.
What? I don't remember that. You're saying that they changed the title of the show, or they just changed the way it
the whole
opened?
format.
They changed the title of the show and the format. Yeah.
Yeah, it went from an hour to a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember half hour.
And then I think they moved the time slot too.
Well, time slot I wouldn't have known about, but
didn't wind up like reverting back eventually just because they were like, okay, that was a mistake.
Maybe. I mean, I've stopped watching probably by then, but or at least I tell everyone I stopped watching by then.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still watching it to that point, but I just don't remember it changing its title. I just always remember Captain Kangaroo.
Well, what you remember of all the celebrities going, "Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Captain."
That was the time when the name had changed. That was the name of the show, which as a kid, it was still Captain Kangaroo to us, but that was actually the name of it.
When I was doing the research, I read that. I don't remember that ever happening.
Really?
Oh, really?
No, I just don't have that memory.
Basically, everyone from every CBS show that you could possibly have, Bob Newhart, The Price is Right, MASH, One Day at a Time, everybody that was on CBS, they literally wrangled them and said, sit there like on your set or at, wherever you are and say, "Good morning, Captain."
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Really?
Yep,
I'll have a snippet of that in one of our little commercial breaks between segments and you'll be able to hear it. It was awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Let's hear from another of our fourth listeners on social. This time it was Carl who wrote us over on Facebook. And Carl said, "Captain Kangaroo was my favorite as a little kid." We're there with you, Carl. "I eagerly anticipated seeing how he was going to get snookered into getting doused by ping pong balls."
Oh, yeah.
As we talked about.
Ping pong balls. Ping pong balls.
Oh, here they come. Oh, crap. Here they come.
Yeah, that was probably my most memorable segment from the show. Mr. Green Jeans and Ping Pong Ball Drop. Those were the two things I remember the most as a child.
We always knew it was coming, and it was that anticipation of, all right, Mr. Moose is sitting here talking to him. He's standing at the desk.
Yep.
In the back of my head, even then, like the technical production guy in me was like, this is the place where they must be able to drop ping pong balls. So he's standing in that spot. So I'm guessing it's going to happen. And sure enough, it would happen.
Well, it was early South Park Who Killed Kitty kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, every time it's going to happen.
You knew it was coming.
It's going to happen. Just how? What's the surprise condition this time that's going to occur?
But it seemed like one of those along the grandparent theme, where it's like, if you have a kid he's telling the same joke all the time, but you want to humor him because it makes him feel good when he gets caught.
Yeah, of course.
It almost seemed like he was humoring him, right? He was like, oh my God, you got me again. But it was
I didn't see that coming. Right. He was almost doing that like Mr. Moose was kind of the kid. Like he was like letting him get to the punchline that he knew was coming. Yep. So we had another fourth listener, P. White, from Twitter. So Mr. White says, "I'm Canadian. I never even heard of Captain Kangaroo till I was 10 on a road trip where we overnighted in Bangor, Maine, and I saw the show on the frazzled motel television. I was terrified."
It must have been like a Room 104 episode for that poor kid.
I could see it being kind of an acid trippy thing if you didn't grow up with it. Like, there's no format. This guy's talking to me. There's a moose and a rabbit and a duck.
Think about the fact that this is broadcast television back in the day. This is not cable where you have crystal clear signal or anything. And he was talking about being in a hotel room, and anybody who grew up in the 60s, 70s, you remember those hotel room televisions were notoriously bad at getting over the air signals, moving the rabbit ears around and everything. So can you imagine all the lines and the waviness and black and white color going in and out? And you're watching, that crazy ass moose and then a clock talking to you and everything. Man.
Then there's a chalk drawing who's erasing himself.
Right.
And, yeah. Somebody put something in my drink. what's happening? Yeah, so it went off in the air in 84, as we said. I wasn't aware of this. George, you found this in your research. There was a reboot for
There
1 year,
was.
1997-98 season.
You know, they recast Captain Kangaroo. They did invite Bob to join the show. He declined, probably intelligently so.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
I've tried to find like stuff on YouTube, and I found very few clips of it, and it didn't look good. The couple of small things I found, it looked pretty hokey and bad.
It's tough. I mean, in the world of reboots and reimaginings and things like that, it's tough when you take something that primal to a kid. It's one thing to take, the Ghostbusters and redo it because that's when you were a teen, but this was like formative. It'd be like, we're going to reboot Sesame Street and Kermit is now a duck instead of a pig. Like, no. Some things you just don't recast like that. It's too hard to accept.
Reboots fall into this one thing for me. If your story is good enough to be good, it should be able to be good enough on its own without having to be a reboot of something else. And if it's not, then it's definitely not good enough to be a reboot of something that was really good in the past.
That was that good. Yep. Right. And if you think the thing is so awesome, don't reboot it. Just continue it.
Right.
And that's the thing I just never understood. It's like Sesame Street. Like, say one day it kind of fizzles out. Don't make another Sesame Street. Make something else. Right. Make something different.
Don't make another Mr. Rogers. You can't ever make another Mr. Rogers.
Now you can make a new puppet show. It will be awesome.
Absolutely.
No worries, because it's a puppet show. It's gonna be great. It's a puppet show.
Use one viewer. You know that.
That's right. Right. But yeah, you're right. Don't just do Sesame Street again. You're like, don't.
Right.
Oh, we have a new digital Snuffleupagus. No, you don't. Just quit it. Stop. Just don't do that.
I think reboots are a very touchy subject. I like remembering Captain Kangaroo as Captain Kangaroo. I don't want somebody else playing that role. You're not going to have the mutton chops. You're not going to have the mustache. You're not going to have the barn door jacket filled out with the gut just the way he did.
But it was his creation.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his creation. It was his thing.
He wasn't playing a character. He was playing himself. He was basically...
Right.
Right.
And he built his whole show around that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he starts off as Claire the Clown and then formulates what he wants to be and does it for 30 years. You can't reboot that.
No.
Right. Yeah. Why bother? Do your own thing.
It's like finding a new lead singer for Queen. It's like, really?
Yeah. Like, I like Adam Lambert. He's got a great voice. Keep his ass the hell out of my Queen nostalgia.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree.
The thing that I saved here for the end in remembering Captain Kangaroo, I think was an awesome way to kind of cap off remembering that show. At the end of each episode, he would always encourage parents that were watching to spend quality time with their kids every day.
Right.
Yeah.
He would demonstrate creative ways you could do that. And later it changed to him saying, well, what would you like to do today? It could be a good day for... And then a song would break out.
Really? I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah. And the song always ended with the singer saying, there's so much to do. These things are just a few. It would cut back to the captain. He would end with, so whatever you do, have a great day.
Oh,
and then
nice.
Black. They're out.
That's Captain Kangaroo in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Gives me chills.
It's a classic of children's television from Gen X and obviously a little bit from Baby Boomers since it started in 55.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Baby Boomer.
Man, how do you not love growing up with that in your background? I mean, that's so much better than... And I'm not trying to denigrate the current generations, but I feel like they've been gypped by not having something like that to grow up with.
Well, also, I like that he would also add more culture to kids. Like, he was very big into music. I remember him going to like orchestras and stuff like that, and which is not something you saw on any other kid show.
Not very often, yeah.
I think a little bit of Elmo in Sesame Street. He's charming, but he's so frenetic. He's so in your face. He's so aggressive. And some of the shows that we had growing up in Gen X were they would stop and take time to look right at you and talk to you and say, hey, you have value, do something, read a book. It wasn't just all keeping your attention peeled away from your phone because all you had to do was listen and they could slow down and spend more time with you. And I think that was pretty valuable.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our fun today. And I hope that you look for more Captain Kangaroo adventures. There are so many. Yeah, lots of things to do, animals and stories to read and places to go, all sorts of wonderful adventures. I'm kind of glad that Mr. Moose isn't here right now because I just couldn't stand one more ping pong ball.
How about 100?
No!
Oh, what a great and glorious day! 200?
If there was anything in this show you'd like to learn more about, the show notes which accompany each episode are full of links to click and explore. Catch up on past episodes and get pinged every time a new one's released by subscribing wherever you listen to podcasts. And iTunes reviews help more than you know, so if you haven't yet, please rate and review us in the iTunes app. And if you have a friend who isn't yet listening, why not? Tell them about us. They'll thank you later. You're our fourth listener, and we'd love to read your emails right here on the show, so hit us up at podcast@GenXGrownUp.com. And finally, Gen X Grown Up is more than just this podcast. Our YouTube channel has hundreds of videos ready for you to enjoy. Plus, you can find our entire body of work on GenXGrownUp.com. I've had a great time reminiscing about Captain Kangaroo with you guys. It's even better than I remember it. I think, Mo,
really.
I'll ask you to put a few show notes down below. I'm sure there's some video we can link to for those that want to reminisce, or maybe those listening that never had the benefit of seeing Captain Kangaroo. Before we exit, I want to take just a second, of course, and thank all of the great folks that support us over on Patreon. I'm talking about you, Agile, T2, Stubaka, and Slow-Mo, and Dana, and Stian, and Will, and Corey, and Thomas, and Marcus. These are folks that head over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp, and they've committed to support us financially a little bit every month to really help support what we do.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah, especially, I mean, there's no way that we could have the time to figure out to bring a show like Captain Kangaroo to you in a backtrack if we didn't have your couple of bucks a month.
I wouldn't want to try to do it without them, and I'm so grateful that they believe in us and they're committed to helping us out. If you feel like joining these folks, of course, again, head over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp, and you can find out all about it there. Guys, thanks so much for being here. I am so excited that we had a chance to talk about Captain Kangaroo. We will be back in 2 weeks with a new backtrack, but next week with a regular edition of our show. Until then, I am John. Mo, thanks for being here.
Hey, so whatever you do, have a great day. George,
always appreciate you, brother.
Goodbye, Captain.
Fourth listener, we appreciate you most of all. So whatever you do, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Gen X Grown Up is a member of the Evergreen Podcast family. Learn more at evergreenpodcasts.com.
Watching shows till sunrise. Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be French fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
What is, I'm trying to think of someone's name to make a reference. Give me a second. Oh, shit. Damn it. I can't
make a reference to
just to Dr. It will not be worth all the work I'm putting into it, I'm sure.
Are you thinking about you're not going to make a reference to, what's her name, the sex therapist, Dr.
No.
Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth. I saw her on something the other day. She looks the exact same. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so I remember this. It wasn't worth all the work, but I'll use it anyway since I did this.
Since you spent the time on it.